one, it's go time. My man, Ryan McCord, the cordless charger, my man. He just is filled with energy and ready to get after it. Listen here, folks. It's the first time in 26 weeks that we have not had content to roll on the Rec Room. There was a show we did last week that went south a little bit. With that being said, we figured, it might be as good a time as any to get go mode started. So, we are turning a negative into a positive. We're starting a show called Go Mode. It's episode 1 of the Go Mode podcast with the guru of Go, Bryan Rector. And I'm really excited to bring my man into the fold because, Ryan, you and I, we go back a long way, but we started to go a deeper way about a year ago or so when you and I convened in St. Louis, Missouri. And that started a bunch of good conversations and a bunch of just understanding about what we're trying to derive from life, the goals that we're trying to hit, the challenges that we're taking on. Uh, I've got to know, man, like talking about this concept of go, right? Where you're ready to pick up and go where you're called to go. For you, you're somebody who moved from Oregon, played college soccer on the island in Hawaii, moved back, and then now you've been to Springfield, Missouri and Nashville, Tennessee, pursuing your real estate career.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what does the concept of go mean to you? And when did that kind of start of like, okay, I need to go where I'm called to go?
Shoot, man. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. Always a pleasure. People probably don't know this, but we talk all the time. So we have our own podcast in the car weekly. So this is just with the camera on.
That's
um, but yeah, man, always a pleasure talking with you. I really love our friendship and the way that it's blossomed and grown, man, since we linked up in the loo. I mean, that was a wild time. But yeah, dude, the definition of go, I feel like this is something that we talk about all the time, you and I. Um, I think it's just attacking life with this relentless pursuit of just what you're passionate about. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. For me right now, it's real estate. For you, it's media. And just the different, I mean, that can take all sorts of different forms. And I don't think it looks the same for anyone or two people, you know what I mean? I think that for everyone, their definition of go can be different.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And that same principle applies to your motivations, right? The
Uh-huh.
root of why you do what you do. So I
Right.
must ask because the or the vessel for impact that you have been kind of called to is the real estate game. And I also know that you're serving as a barista at Silver Fox Coffee Lounge
Oh, come
down
on
there
now.
on Music Row. Uh, so we can get into that thing too. But but I've got to know, like, when it really settles down, when it gets quiet for you, right? When you're sitting there in your thoughts, what are the things that hold true to your heart that motivate you and propel you to make decisions on a daily basis and to make momentous changes like you have made in moving around the country and starting a new practice?
Oh, well, first of all, shout out Mr. Barnett. Shout out my boy Jack Lockhart, the Silver Fox. If you're in Nashville, you're down Music Row, you got to go check it out. It's legit. Best coffee in Nashville. Um, man, making these decisions and doing the things I feel like I've done in the last year, 2 years of my life, it's been pretty unconventional, I would say. And to a lot of people, it really hasn't made sense. And sometimes even to myself, it doesn't really fully make sense, why I moved all the way to Hawaii, then I moved back. Now I moved all the way across the country. It's like, what are you doing? But I would say my movements are faith movements for sure. I'm a man of God, and I just really lean into that every day. I try to be in the Word, and I really have been prioritizing over the last year, taking quiet time, for myself to really stop, which is kind of the opposite of what we're talking about with go. But I think one of the things that allows me to go so hard is the ability to stop, and stop and reflect on my life. I've gotten to journaling this year a lot. So looking back on what's happened, particularly one thing that I look to focus on is, how God's been faithful to me in my life, how he continues to be faithful. And I'm just really trying to lean into those callings and things that I hear on my heart. And I mean, that's the reason why I've moved the way I've moved. And now it feels like I'm finally in a spot where I'm being called to this particular place, Nashville, and so I'm really gonna settle down, which I'm excited about because I really haven't done that since college. But I would say, when the times get darkest, that's what you're asking. I mean, just leaning into that and just having this unwavering faith, which is tough. A pastor I really like is Michael Todd from Transformation Church in Oklahoma City. Oh no, Tulsa in Oklahoma calls it crazy faith. And I really like that because it seems crazy, and sometimes even to myself, and I know for you as well, as a man after God's own heart. I mean, sometimes it feels crazy, and you're like, all right, like I'm buckling up. But I think that's part of the go. It's like we feel that calling on our life. This is, what we know we're supposed to do, what we're being called to do. It doesn't always have to make sense, to like the normal person, but we know that we got to go. So that's what we do. There's been another, but I don't know if I've told you this one actually. I really like this one. I might have. Uh, One of my really close mentors, I was talking with him and I was kind of struggling. I'm like, what do I do? I was talking with him and his wife, and his wife said this saying that I really love, and I've been using it. I totally ripped it off, and I'm totally stealing it from them. They don't know that.
But they will.
They're about to find out. She said, shuffle while you pray. And to me, that was really impactful because it meant slowing down, listening to what God's will is for you, and but still being proactive at the same time. We're shuffling, we're moving forward. It's easier to redirect an object that's in motion rather than one that's stagnant. And I think the concept goes the same for your faith as well. You're not running necessarily toward your goal, or in the sense you're being slow and you're being patient and you're being diligent in your actions. But yeah, those things. I mean, that's kind of what's got me to this point.
Let me ask you something, Ryan. Have
Yeah.
you read the book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, his memoir?
No,
Have you read
no. First of all, horns down, but no, I haven't. Yeah,
that?
come on now.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. In Green Lights, McConaughey lays out this three-step process that takes us through life, which is that there are green lights, yellow lights, and red lights. When you're on a green, it's when things are flowing, right? When you can go and be unabridged. You're humming down a highway at 57 miles per hour, right? When you hit a yellow light, you have the opportunity to start to check in, right? And start to say, I need to adhere to kind of the flow of traffic. I need to watch what others are doing. I need to observe with caution. When you hit a red light, that's when things slow down. That's when the mind can kind of settle and give you a chance to reflect and to, as you were touching on, being prayerful, being meticulous about getting into the work. Like that's what a red light is, right? Is
Yeah.
giving you a chance to recenter and refocus. I've got to know, like, so far since you've been in Nashville, what has been an example of a green light that you've hit that's told you, I need to get up and go. I need to pursue this with full voluption.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes no sense for my real estate career. But yeah, this coffee gig was kind of like that. I mean, it's only part time. I mean, I really don't work. They want me to work more hours, I think, but I'm not. But it's been that. It's been that. I don't know. I just really had this moment where I was stuck and I was like, we called it now money. I need now money. What am I going to do that? This opportunity was there, kept lingering, kind of pursuing me. And it's been such a blessing in my life, honestly. I mean, I got my first deal done in Nashville because of the coffee shop, which is kind of wild to think about. So in the end, it all kind of tied together. New to a city. If you ever move to a new city, I would recommend either being at a coffee shop every day or working at one, just because you get connected so fast. So I would say the connections there have just been incredible. And really my network, personally, with relationships with friends or professionally, have just grown tremendously through that. So I think that is one of those red lights where I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how this is going to look. And then again, in another unconventional way, this opportunity comes about and it may not make sense, but it's been awesome so far. And yeah, I'm super thankful for it.
Man, I love that. I love what you touched on relating to getting somewhere new and trying to network and feel the thing out within that community. But I think it's so interesting because we know, are pursuing real estate. And I think in that field, like many others, but in that field particularly, you got to know folks and you got to be able to connect,
Yeah.
right? And be good relationally.
Uh-huh.
Talk to me about when the moment that you realized that going into real estate would be your way to impact change, would be
Yeah.
a vessel for a platform. Like, when did that set in to you? Of like, this is what I'm meant to do. I've got to start.
Yeah. I think one thing that hit me really hard was another one of my business mentors asked me, you know, what do you want to do with your life, basically? Which is, I feel like most people get asked that question. But then the second question was, how is that going to impact, the kingdom of God? Like, how does that kingdom work? Like, what are you going to do? And that really made me stop and pause. And I've realized now, as I've continued to pursue this, get a little deeper into real estate, it is such a relationships business. I mean, that really is the business, is relationships. So you can have crazy impact on people just by the way that you hold yourself, the way that you live. I mean, at the end of the day, too, like you are building these relationships. For instance, like my first client is now one of my really close friends. And you just have this platform automatically, and you're making such a big impact in someone's life because often these people or anyone, houses might be the biggest purchase you ever make. So, I mean, and that you're going to raise your family there. You're going to host people. You're going to have all sorts of gatherings. I mean, a home is so impactful in someone's life. And so being able to be the facilitator of that process, I think it's really, really unique because you get an instant access into someone's personal life at a pretty deep, vulnerable level, honestly. So you have a lot of opportunities there to pour into people, speak life into people. Um, so yeah, I mean, real estate's incredible for that.
When you think of, because I love too the concept of home and this idea that it can be used, like you said, to be the foundation for the way that people live their life. When you yourself think about the concept of home, what comes to mind? What do you envision that it will look like now and in the future? Because I know I'm looking at it right now. You're in a new spot there in
Yeah,
12 South,
come on.
and starting to be able to build out this home, right? Like, talk
Yeah.
to me about what your vision is for how that will and does look.
Shoot, Brian. Well, honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out. I think that's been a challenge in this time of my life right now. So I always grew up. Home is in Portland or Wilsonville, and I mean it still is. Every time I go home, I'm like, oh, I still call it home. I'm like I'm going home. Yeah, building this new life here is it's pretty crazy. Never really thought I might do something like this. Starting over fresh. Dude, do you hear that? It's the thunder and lightning. It's getting crazy out there. But yeah, a new life here, new community. I think I wanna lay down my roots here, and I'm starting to get more involved in the community, and building up my circles. That's the hardest part about a new place is you just don't have your go-tos, on deck with you. You can't just call up your bro and I need to kick it right now. Let's go watch, the game or whatever. So building stuff like that is really important. The aspect of home that I'm still struggling with the most, I would say, is family. Um, Being away from your family is hard, and anyone who's doing that, I would not downplay that at all because it's real and it's tricky. Hopefully, I want to create my own family here eventually. I'm looking like I'm a long ways off currently, but that's the goal, and so uh, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue to pursue that as well.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. And I think, I saw you in Nashville when you were still very new to the thing. I
Yeah,
was out there at the end of February and I love what I saw. But things have adapted and changed since then,
totally.
as
Yeah.
as they have been known to do. I mean, that's the cycle, man. Tell me, what is the most important thing that you've learned to this point that you would impart on somebody who's moving?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing to do if you're moving to somewhere new is be bold. Like you got to step out. You got to step out and put yourself out there, big time. That looks like being involved in everything you can. I mean, that looks like saying yes to doing a lot of stuff right away. I mean, not bad stuff, obviously, but you know, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, social environments, to be able to go meet people, and then being yourself. I mean, that's how you're gonna create community and create what you're looking for that you're missing from where you were before. You gotta. That's the go mode. You gotta go all in on networking and being uncomfortable because it's going to be uncomfortable regardless. So you got to step out and put yourself in uncomfortable situations that are going to have, benefits to you in your life. So that's tricky though. That's easier said than done for sure, especially when you don't know anybody. It's scary.
You're right. And I think we're more than halfway through 2025. Like, as we look at it now, as you look at your pathway forward in real estate in Nashville during the confines of this year of 2025, in order for you to keep into this go mode and to kind of bring 2025 to a good completion, a good point, in order for you to charge into 2026,
Yeah.
what does that look like? What are some of the things that you want to hit on, that you want to get going before we get to the end of the calendar?
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple relationships now, professionally that I'm pursuing harder than I was before. So I'm looking to grow with a couple guys. So we're building some stuff there. And then I would say the thing that I have taken the time to slow down here, especially in the month of July, is like, okay, I've met a lot of people. I would say I have some community. I gotta lay down my roots a little bit. So that's what I'm pouring into currently. That's only going to be a short time. I've kind of made it like a month where it's like I'm getting my house settled. I'm going to get my business a little settled. Like this is where I want to be, what company I want to be with. And then it's going to be full tilt. So this month has been a little slower than usual. I'm really, picking up the phone, calling my quote unquote contacts here now, and just seeing what there is there and continuing to pursue those relationships at a deeper level. Because at some point, you have all these surfacey relationships, I feel like, and you got to choose the ones that you really want to pour into. And that's kind of the phase that I'm in. It's like, okay, I've met a lot of different people. Now let's go to that next level. Like let's go deeper uh, with these people, and continue to pursue our goals and do life together.
One of the people that is aiming to go deeper in relationships as well in 2025 is Brent Venables, the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners,
Okay.
as he now has John Mateer steering the ship and the Sooner schooner, as it were. Before we go here, because Ryan, we've hit that point where it's time to go.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. I'm very thankful for you for joining Go Mode Episode 1. Give
Mhm.
me a bold prediction for the Sooners football season 2025 coming up.
Oh man. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for having me. This has been so fun. We've been talking about this for a long time, so I appreciate you and making it happen. The Boomer Sooner this year gonna be 10-2, going to the playoffs. We might have to go be there together. And yeah, I see us potential natty run this year. John Mateer Heisman national championship aspirations. So buckle up, because that's what you got. Yeah.
You know what they say? If I give you the world, you just got to be worth it, man. And I think they got something
I
going on.
know. We need that boy Mateer to turn up this year for
That's right.
sure.
That's well, everybody out there, we appreciate you tuning in to Go Mode Episode 1 with the guru of Go, Bryan Rector, and my main man, Ryan McCord. You too, sir, are figuring out a way to get up and go every day. And I've loved watching it. I'm excited to keep watching it. And man, it just means the world. Last thing, I'll turn the floor over to you is people that you want to shout out, that you want to acknowledge for what's been going down in this period of time for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, my boy Jack Lockhart for sure. Mr. Mark Briers, the man, and then my homeboys at home holding it down for me, Caleb Webster and Mitchell Franklin, and then my boy B Rec. But yeah. Oh, also shout out Keegan Shivers. His social media stuff is just off the chain, and it's so cool to watch him continue to grow. And kind of paved the way for some of us. So that's awesome. So, yeah, I appreciate you so much, Bryan. So proud of you, dude, and excited to continue building stuff with you and see where this goes.
Man, you just hit it. It's all about going. Well, folks, we're going to take off for this first episode. We're going to get up and go out of here. We'll be back in a short time with another episode of Go Mode. But with that being said, this has been episode 1. We appreciate it. And by the way, you see that right there? That was good. That was smooth. This episode 1 has been sponsored by Gooder Sunglasses. I just had an opportunity to dive into the Bend, Oregon Dick's Sporting Goods last week. Check out my own version of Gooder, where we got the pitch black right here, and then we got the Kitty Hawker Ray blockers. They're a nice little teal and pink combination. You can get Gooder at any sporting goods store near you, most namely a Dick's Sporting Goods. But with that being said, it's Go Mode episode 1, and we'll see y'all next week.